Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa Antebellum Lockdown. It's been a minute since I sat down to play this, but we are back, and we did just get the second motive. It is, I believe, a truth or dare game, which is fascinating. But we still haven't done the first round of it, so we just, Neko told everybody, this is what you're gonna do. And I think it's gonna start soon. Also, Fu is still on house arrest, or I guess I should call it cell arrest, because they're in a cell. And he's a little terrifying, to be honest. I have a feeling, I don't know, I don't trust him. And I don't know what to expect. But it also seems like it would be way too obvious if Fu was the, blackened this time, because he did try to attack, Taka last time. So it would be way too obvious. I think it's possible that Fu might end up being the victim this time in this chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I would be surprised if he were the blackened, because it just seems way too obvious. And judging from the last chapter, the creator is not going for obvious. I'm still not over Dracul. Okay, anyway, let's get right back into it. I woke up feeling groggy, the morning dawning on me before I realized. What happened last night? I looked at my bedside table. Same old painkillers and water as last time. At least he's taking care of me afterwards. Oh yeah, Shinku got, like, he encountered the janitor. I still don't know who that is. But I don't know if the janitor, like, I don't remember if Shinku, got knocked out by the janitor or what. I think that's the case. But yeah, that's what happened. I let out a sigh, reaching to put the ice pack he'd placed on my head on the bedside table before I saw a small envelope. It was labeled Day 1. That must be for the motive. I hesitantly picked up the envelope and slipped out of bed, making my way to my desk to open it up. I slid open the top and took a pause, slipping out the paper. There were 2 subtitles on it, Truth and Dare. Never choose Dare. Dare is too scary. I guess I had to either choose to do the dare provided or have the truth listed be revealed tomorrow. Okay. Truth. For many years now, when you feel lonely...
Let's see. What's the truth?
Okay, thank you, Shinku. I was just reading it, but thank you. You have written fiction where you inserted yourself into a romantic relationship with your favorite idol, Yui Apinya. Oh my god. I mean, that's not really that bad. A lot of writers, I think, do that, especially when they're younger. Like that, I think that's not that bad. And the dare is, I can see it through the bottom. Present prisoner 3 with fiction, including you and him having romantic relationship. Who's prisoner 3 again?
For many years now, when you feel lonely, you have written fiction where you insert yourself into a romantic relationship with your favorite idol, Yui Apinya. Oh my god, how do they know about that? It was only a few times, I swear! Come on, and that was private! And I was 14! How did they find it? Oh god. It was because of that being sold to Yui Apinya and forced to go on tour with her one shot I posted on my alt, wasn't it?
Shinku, the only thing is you don't post it. Why would you post it somewhere? If you post it, someone could find it. If you keep it on your computer locked, no one's gonna find it.
Okay. I can't let anyone find out about that. God knows what Ezekiel would do with that information. Let's see what the dare is. Present prisoner 03 with fiction including you and him having a romantic relationship. Prisoner 03? Who is that again? 01 is me, 02 is Lyra, 03 is... Oh.
Who? Is it Ezekiel? Because if it is, you just do the truth.
Oh. That's Ezekiel.
Yeah, the more the better option would be to just choose the truth, because I'd rather be made fun of by Ezekiel for that than have to write him a romantic fanfic featuring the two. Like, come on. Alright, so my options here were to risk Ezekiel murdering me by giving him something like that, or social suicide from everyone finding out about what I used to write about Yui. Great. This was just great. But putting that aside, what sort of stupid motive was this? Sure, it was embarrassing, but no one would seriously kill over this. This had to be a joke. I have a feeling some people are gonna get some intense ones, and that's somebody's gonna snap. It's gonna happen. I don't know if it'll happen in this episode, but it's gonna happen. Compared to the hostages, this felt like nothing. I could only help but wonder if we were being lulled into a false sense of security. Mononeko did say it would get worse as the days progressed, so I couldn't worry about that. Right now, I needed to worry about my current situation. As I was assessing if it was better to suck it up and take the scrutiny of my truth being outed would bring, or embarrassing myself by presenting something like that to Ezekiel and risk straining our relationship further, a realization dawned on me. Wait, Ezekiel is kind of stupid. If I just make it subtext, then he won't notice anything wrong with it. I can just write it as an autobiography of the events here and to sell when we get out. Still, that's taking a risk. I don't know how far I could go before he'd start reading into it. I mean, even if he did, he'd probably realize it was a dare. But he'd hold anything against me at this point. But if I was able to get someone who knew Ezekiel quite well to help me write it, maybe I could escape today without my secret being outed, and with having repaired things with Ezekiel a little bit. But there was only one person I knew who could help me. It took a little bit of convincing and a promise that I'd help her with her dare in return. But eventually... Oh, she's so cute!
I suppose it's only natural you'd want my expert opinion.
Lyra had eventually agreed to help me write it in a way that wouldn't set Zeke off, and had made herself very comfortable in my room.
Hey! I didn't tell you that you could go on my bed.
Oh, shut up. Don't be a wuss. I took off my shoes. We're good.
Yeah, if she went on the bed with her shoes, I would have a conniption. I'm sorry, I can't. If somebody just goes onto their bed, it drives me crazy if you go onto the bed with outside clothes. That's a little bit of my craziness, but if you go on there with your shoes that were outside touching the ground... Ugh. No, that's just... Ugh. Disgusting. I'm sorry, it's disgusting. I can't.
But honestly, Shinku, I'm surprised. You know, I thought if anyone could write a passionate and steamy story between two men, it would be you.
I don't want it to be passionate or steamy.
Oh, you're looking for more of a cute kissy-kissy, hold hands, fluff slop sort of deal then?
I'm looking for something that Zeke won't immediately register as weird.
Guess we can scrap whatever you were planning initially then. God knows what your fucked up little mind considers normal.
Oh my god, you're impossible.
Lyra had been so attached to Lyra had been so attached to Zeke this past month that I'd barely gotten to spend any time with her. I'd forgotten what she was like.
Can't we just get this over with, please?
Okay, don't get your panties in a twist. I'm here to help. If you want to go about this without setting off Zeke's gaydar or whatever, it's probably easiest to just write something hyping him up. A lot of, wow, Zeke, I wish I could be like you. Take it from an admiration angle and he'll just think you've become a fanboy or whatever.
And he won't find that weird?
Dude, any way you go about this he'll find weird. It's just about doing preemptive damage control at that point. Honestly, even if he'll give you shit for it, I think he'd actually appreciate something gassing him up at this point. Especially if it's a sorta, I really look up to you deal.
Well, that's not all that surprising.
Yeah, after Mint, I think. I don't know, something changed.
Aw, I do. There is a part of me that feels bad for Zeke. Because he was just... I feel like he just hasn't really come to terms with himself yet, and that's why he's so angry at the world and angry at everybody. And I feel like with time and with the help of Mint, and like, I feel like he could have been a different character. That's not the right thing. Like, he could have grown as a character with Mint around, but without Mint, he's gonna revert back. I do feel bad for him because I think he really did like Mint, and it was, oh, I feel bad.
He doesn't show it a lot, but I don't think he believes a lot of the stuff he says about himself anymore. Probably doesn't help that Iz keeps on insisting that he's gonna ruin me or whatever, or get me killed. Like, okay, it's literally not your business. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Do you have a crush?
I think she's just concerned.
Yeah, like, whatever. I know she's your friend, but I don't know. I think she should lay off Zeke a bit. I mean, she wasn't the only person who lost someone, and I wish she'd think about that. It's whatever. I guess he's going to get you killed as a fun change of pace from the usual. That foul and evil temptress is going to ruin his life!
Did it just get really low, the voice? I'm sorry, I don't know if it was on my end or if it was just a lower volume than all the rest of her lines, but that one was hard to hear. I think it's a bit of both, honestly.
I mean, try to see things from her perspective. You've barely been around since your verdict. You spend most of your time with Ezekiel. It's hard to get a one-on-one moment with you. And you know what happened to the last person who did that.
Oh my god, don't even start. Jesus Christ.
I'm just concerned.
No, you're not. You're just shifting the blame for Mint's death onto Zeke when it was Dracul's fault. That's what's going on here. Isn't it?
Probably. I don't think Shinku has really come to terms with the fact that Dracul did kill somebody. He did do that because he wanted to get out of here. Yes, it was to save, his prisoner was his mom, I think. And I know under normal circumstances he wouldn't have killed anybody, but he did do that, and I don't think Shinku's really come to terms with that yet. She seemed to pause for a moment, letting out a sigh.
Sorry, that was uncalled for. I know you cared about Dracul, If you are genuinely concerned, really, don't be. I'm all good. This is the best outcome I could have asked for.
Really? But you got...
Corrupt. Exactly what I am. There's not all that much to say, I don't think.
By such a slim margin, though.
For someone who's so certain you're corrupt, you don't seem to feel particularly guilty.
I mean, it's just the way I am. I know it's bad, yeah, but I'm not gonna beat myself up for something that's just a part of me. For, like, as long as I can remember, I've always been shitty, you know? Getting into trouble at school, using people, leaving when things got tough. It gets to a point where you can't really go back, especially if it's the way you've always been. If I wanted to be forgiven, if I wanted to be actually worthy of redemption, I'd probably have to change myself to a point where I wouldn't even be myself anymore. And at that stage, what's the point?
I don't think you'd have to change that much.
Nah, let's be realistic here. If I had managed to get worthy, it would have been because people found me hot or whatever. That's why it was so close, wasn't it? And I guess I can't really fault them for that. I've gotten way too comfortable with using my looks to get me out of tricky shit. What goes around...
Oh, sorry.
You are, aren't you?
God, I pushed the button before she was finished. Whoops.
I dug myself this hole. I can't complain too much. I used to try really fucking hard to be valued for something else. I'd try to be one of the boys, joke that if a girl was emotional, she was probably just on her period, join in with rating chicks. God, you don't even want to know. I figured that way they'd take me seriously or whatever. I used to be so fucking dramatic. Wanting my opinions listened to, wanting to be recognized for my debating. Yet, even after degrading myself like that, I'd always fall back on my looks to be valued. I guess it was just easier. Then I'd beat myself over it afterwards. God, I was pathetic. And considering I'm Little Miss Sellout, there probably wasn't all that much worth listening for to begin with.
Still, there must have been something behind it if Hope's Peak saw you as a big enough asset to the movement that they had to shut you up.
You think? Well, I don't really care that much now. It's whatever. In the end, I'd take having my flaws looked past because I'm hot over just having people voting me worthy to go against my wishes any day.
Really? Wouldn't that just be punishing you in its own way? If they feel the need to punish you, they probably see you as corrupt. Isn't that what you want?
It's different. It's about agency when it gets to that point. I really don't like having my agency taken away, but it just keeps happening. So I should probably just suck it up and get used to it.
Sometimes, some of her lines sometimes are really soft. And I can't hear them.
I really don't think...
Anyway, we ought to get back to writing that thing, huh? Phew, sorry, got off track for a second there. Alright, let's focus and get this thing done.
Lyra and I spent some time writing the short story. We eventually settled on framing it as an autobiography of the events of the prison I was working on. I figured if I just embellished one of the conversations I'd had with Zeke with some homoerotic subtext, he wouldn't pick up on it. Or at least he would be too focused on my character talking about how big his muscles were to think too hard about the rest of it. Really, Shinku. I think you've got your next big hit on your hands here. Ugh. I really hope I can find some way to get rid of this after we're done with today. No, seriously. I think this needs to be published. The public needs to see this. Shut up. I didn't even want to write it in the first place. Hey, come on. It could be a lot worse. At least we made something that isn't going to set Zeke off. I'll take that as a win. Yeah, thanks for helping. I really do appreciate it. Even if your suggestions were interesting sometimes. Still think we should have kept you calling him Big Z. Ugh, I'm cringing. I'm sorry, when pet names come into play, sometimes they just, some of them make me cringe. I don't know, like, even when I read books and stuff, if a character gives another one like a corny nickname, I just want to crawl into my own skin and just I really don't. I think it would have added a lot. Hey, I know I can be impatient with you, but I do enjoy hanging out with you sometimes. We really should talk more. I don't want you feeling like Ezekiel is your only option. Oh, come on, man. I just made your life a living hell for the last half an hour, and you're asking for more? I mean, I know you're a masochist, you're friends with Ismene, but I didn't know it was that bad. Seriously. I don't know, man. I just think it's better this way. For everyone. Zeke gets someone to look out for him after Mint, and no one else has to really deal with him. Or me. Even if I have my own personal grievances with both of you, I think we really should try to come together more. That's all. I guess I've just been thinking about what Dracul said before he died. Caring about someone is never a waste. Do you think he genuinely believed that? I hope he did. I think he's right. I'd like to think even if things don't work out with someone you care about, you can still take something good from the memories you had. I don't know. I feel like caring about me is sort of a waste, especially with how quick I am to throw people away. Ugh, I hate it. I hate how much I'm dwelling on it. I hate how close I was to Worthy. It's just sort of got me thinking. I can barely remember certain people's names or faces anymore. It's so blurry. But I can't help but wonder if they've been able to just forget me and move on too. I'm sure they couldn't forget someone like you, Lyra. I wouldn't worry about it. You make quite the impression. I don't really like wanna be remembered, though. That's the issue. I just wish they were able to move on with their stupid lives and act like it was no big deal. I just wish they felt like they had just used me like I used them. It's easier to think of things that way. When it feels like more transactional, you don't have to get yourself hurt. You really do think you're a horrible person, don't you? I mean, I am, aren't I? I'm not like Satan or anything, but I just use people carelessly and throw them away when I get bored or scared. It's what I do. I didn't really even know how to get out of it until I took the deal with Hope's Peak. It just felt like a cycle I couldn't escape from. I guess that's why I took the deal. I was just tired at that stage. I really am just a selfish person, but maybe that's okay. It's easier to be a bad person. It makes you feel more in control. If I was the one hurting and using others, they couldn't hurt me, could they? If I left, they couldn't leave me first. Pretty sweet deal, huh? I'm happy being this way. It's easier than having to try and go through shitloads of personal growth in a situation as bad as this. I know people want me to get better, but if I'm not around them a lot, it doesn't really affect them at all. So I don't know why it matters. I'll do my thing, they do theirs. Well, I know you don't want to hear it, but putting everything aside, I don't think you're quite as horrible as you make yourself out to be. I think you're flawed, obviously, but we're all criminals. It would be hypocritical to not give you a chance. We still don't know half of everyone's crimes. For all you know, there could be someone much worse than you. Besides, you were the closest to worthy out of all the other prisoners voted corrupt. You were only a few votes short of worthy. Yeah, I know that. Don't you worry. All things considered, I'm doing a lot better than the others. I'm not really looking to improve or whatever. I mean, I'm glad Taka has had some big realization. Even if it does just so happen to be right after he's starting to talk to Asuka again, but you know. But I don't really see a killing game as a prime setting for major self-improvement, you know? Like, I don't want to put any more stress on myself here. Besides, just because I think of myself as a bad person doesn't mean I'm unhappy, you feel me? I don't really get it. I just hope you know you don't have to isolate yourself like this. Well, if that's what you want to think, I just don't want you getting hurt because of me, you know? And you don't just use people. I mean, you did agree to help me with this. Alright, that reminds me. You said you'd help me with something if I helped you with this, so still happy to return the favor? Right. I guess she wasn't exactly just helping out from the goodness of her heart. Of course, as long as it isn't anything too tough. Nah, I just need you to, like, stand still for a sec. Alright. Sorry about this. Lyra quickly grabbed my tie, pulling me forward, and before I knew it... Huh? What? What? Girl? I really don't know what I was expecting, but in an instant her lips were on mine. I was a little stunned. All things considered, it was my first time kissing a girl. I didn't hate it by any means, it was just more confused than anything. Despite the fact that she was the one who kissed me and the one leading it, there was something odd about her own demeanor. When I looked at her, eyes closed as if she couldn't face what she was doing, she looked so small. But she pulled away almost as quickly as she pulled me in. Yeah, neither of them wanted to do that. She let go of my tie and turned around, stretching up her arms. Yeah, thanks for that, man. Sorry about that, once again. Wow, I'm flattered. You know, good luck with giving Zeke the goods, babes. I'll catch you later. You've got this. Lyra. Okay, bye. She winked at me before quickly walking out of my cell, leaving me in stunned silence. Lyra, wait. What was that? I wasn't too sure. Clearly that was her dare. Her dare was to kiss him. I don't know if it was to kiss him specifically or to just kiss any guy. I was certain it was probably something for the dares, but on the off chance that it wasn't, there's no way. That would be far too sudden. Shinku, I hate to break it to you, my guy. It was for the dare. Besides, I wouldn't even know how to start feeling about that. Only Lyra Chattel would come to my cell to help me write what was effectively a love letter to her boyfriend, end up dumping the most diabolical information on herself, and to top it all off by kissing me and leaving. I couldn't get a read on her even if I tried. Her lax attitude to everything, including her crime, made me question if there was even any thought behind any of her actions, or if she was just going with the flow. Maybe it wasn't worth thinking about at all, but still. No matter how I looked at it, after seeing how small she looked, there was a small part of me who just wanted to keep her close and put down those walls. There was a small part of me who wanted to see her do better, to think about being a better person. A truly bad person wouldn't have seemed that fragile in that moment. I should stop thinking about it. There's probably not much to it. I'm just overthinking. I should just get things over with and deliver this to Ezekiel. Is Shinku having like a panic moment? I sighed and picked up the manuscript I'd written. I should try to find Ezekiel. Alright, let's go. Should I save first? How do I save this game again? Okay. I mean, the first place to check would be his room, right? Lyra's next to us. Here, he's right here. Oh, so we're in order. That makes sense. Hello, Ezekiel? Anyone home? Knock, knock. Knock, knock. He's not here. Also, this place is a mess. Somebody clean this. He's got garbage just in piles in his room. That's disgusting. Maybe he's in the... Oh, he's here? Where? Oh, he's right there. I just assumed maybe he would, if he's not in his room, he's gonna go for a snack. That's where I'd go if I'm not in my room. I approached Zeke holding my manuscript, but stopped in place, seeing who he was talking with. Ismene was standing next to the stunt performer, avoiding eye contact. There was no way this could end up good. If you got something to say, Isabel, spit it out. I just wanted to say that you... Alright, give me a moment to think here. You could have thought about it before you decide to rock up and waste a bunch of my time. Don't you realize I've got shit to do? Oh, I'm sure you do. You're a very... busy person. Is that meant to be a compliment? Was that not good enough? Goodness, you're picky. Alright, hold on. You have a very strong smell. What the hell is that to mean? I don't know. I just... do something, anything. Goodness, you're impossible. I'm impossible. You're the one who's been holding me up for the past 15 minutes. It's only been 5. Are you seriously that impatient? I'm a guy with a lot of shit to do. Oh, like your girlfriend? Maybe, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but in the original Danganronpa Antebellum, I think it was in chapter 3, didn't Ismene and Lyra, like, get very close? Didn't they? No, I mean, ugh, I don't have time for this. You're the one you totally kiss on the mouth and stuff. Actually, I'll have you know we literally did kiss on the mouth and stuff this morning. And it was pretty awesome. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is she going around, is her dare literally to kiss everybody here? I think maybe her dare is just to kiss everybody here. What? Yeah, I know. You don't have to hide the fact you're jealous. I've clocked what's going on here. I know anyone who would want a piece of the Elias pie. I'm sorry, Ezekiel, but I think Ismene would rather have Lyra. I would sooner use your cremated ashes as a bath bomb, quite frankly. Well, can you really blame me for thinking you're jealous of her? All you've been doing this past month is getting up in our business, getting so pissy she's sleeping in my cell, and now you're approaching me with this sort of attempt for flirting. Oh my god, Ezekiel, please, no. Oh god, oh no, the misunderstanding, no. No, I think it's the opposite. This whole bitchy act is that tsundere thing that Molly's always blabbing about. Oh, she means tsundere. I have a problem with her sleeping in your cell because she's circumventing her judgment. Not to mention the last person who... Ah, Sam. Just the person I wanted to see. Don't ignore me when I'm talking to you. Zeke walked right past Ismene and moved over to me, an uncharacteristic grin on his face as he approached. He usually wasn't this jovial with me. I've got a once-in-a-lifetime offer for you, Sam. One you ain't gonna turn down. Hi, Zeke. I was actually hoping to talk to you about something. Well, shut up. That can wait. We're doing my thing first. Aren't you bored of constantly being the little guy? Don't you want to be your own person? Not get dragged around by obnoxious stuck-up nepo bitches? What is he talking about? Classy. Real classy, Ezekiel. Don't you want to get chicks? Be a proper man, a real babe magnet? Get girls to kiss you on the mouth and stuff? Well, a girl did just kiss him on the mouth, and also I don't think he'd be really into that. Well, I think I've already achieved that at least. What? What? To clarify, kisses before the age of 10 don't count. Let's just say if they did, my kiss count would be doubled. Well, yes, one doubled is just two, isn't it? Oh my god. That was savage. Shut the hell up. Sorry. That was funny. No, actually, it was pretty recent. This morning. What? What? Wow, okay. Way to kiss and tell, man. Lyra sighed as she suddenly interjected from the top of the stairs, walking down to us. Why would he, honestly, say what happened? Why would he be like, actually, I just kissed someone this morning. I just kissed her 5 minutes ago. Lyra, how long have you been here? Probably the whole time. You came out at the same time. Pretty much ever since I left your cell. I was watching Iz attempting what I think was meant to be flirting with Zeke for a bit. It was incredible. Great. People saw that. Wonderful. How perfect. Wait, Lai, so you're the one who... So, like, what are you carrying, Shinko? She shifted the attention to me and the manuscript in my hands, a smug look on her face. She knew damn well what it was. Yeah, she did. And she's bringing it out now because you decided to say that she just kissed you. So, that's your own fault, Shinko, for being a dum-dum. Oh, you know, just something I've been working on. See, this is your issue, man. It's all books and no backbone. You're too focused on those stupid stories to focus on things that really count. Real skills. You know, that's the reason I've got girls who rely on me. Rely on you? Seriously? It feels more like you're being used. She tells you to go get her food or booze, and like a little puppy, you wag your little tail and do exactly what she says. Screw you. I'm a wolf, not a puppy. I can't. Oh my god. It's not like you and your little boy toy. We scratch each other's backs. Oh, I'm sure she does. Christ, don't you two realize how serious the situation is? You can't just be careful and mess about. You sound a little jealous there, Iz. Why does everyone insist I'm jealous? I don't care. I don't care what you two do in Ezekiel's cell. The one you're not even meant to be staying in, by the way. I just thought I'd mention that I just don't want anyone else getting killed. Is that so unreasonable? I still think she's a little bit jealous. Just maybe a little teeny tiny bit. I just don't see why you think this is going to lead to either of us getting hurt. Because I just... Listen, I don't know. I want to get it, but it just doesn't track, you know? Like, you hate me because I got corrupt and hate the fact that Zeke is helping me to avoid the stuff that comes with that verdict. But you seem overly concerned about me getting hurt or dying. I guess those two things can be true at the same time. I just don't understand why you're getting this up in arms about it. Girl, you need to relax. I think you're corrupt. I absolutely do. I just want to help you so you stop being so reckless. Since sooner or later that recklessness is going to get someone killed, and I don't want to risk it being someone I do care about. You want to help? Really? If it would benefit the group, yes. I don't want anyone else dying. I could put my personal grievances aside briefly if it meant that you'd stop being so unpredictable. Well, I actually have something you could help with right now, if you're still sure you want to help. She's gonna kiss her too. She has to kiss everybody. She's gonna do it. Really? Well, what is it? Sorry about this. She has to kiss everybody. In an instant, Lyra approaches Mene, standing on her tippy toes and... You know what? I like the two of them, so...
What?
Oh god, Ezekiel. Ezekiel's probably like, huh? But she just kissed me, and then she kissed Shinku. Her dare is to kiss everybody here. I want a CG of her just do it to everybody.
Oh my.
Ismene's eyes grew wide and her face grew flushed as Lyra held her cheek. She seemed stunned, but made no attempt to pull away, her eyes transfixed on the girl in front of her. This sort of solidified me to this being a dare thing, which made earlier make a lot of sense, but still. I wasn't sure if Ismene would understand it to be that way. No, she's having a panic. She's gonna be like, oh, what? The kiss lasted a little longer than Lyra's kiss with me, but Lyra was pretty quick to pull away, leaving a breathless, shocked, and very red Ismene. Well, that's me sorted. Or maybe she was just dared to kiss the three of them. Oh god, Ismene's... Wow. Anyway, Ismene stood stunned and speechless for about 30 seconds, just processing what had happened. You shameless girl! Oh, was it not good for you? Sorry. In front of those two boys, do you have no shame? None at all? Oh, so she's just concerned that she did it in front of the two boys, not that she did it, so... Why, I ought to slap you across the face for that! Yeah, you probably should. Sorry, man. I had to do what I had to do. And then I could push you to the ground, wipe that smug little expression off your face, and Ismene? What? Okay, Ismene, I don't know where your mind is going, but it's going somewhere that should stay in private. And make you look up at me and apologize. And then pull you up by the collar and run my hand along where I slapped you. Look at your indignant little eyes and... Okay, you made it weird. this is a whole different thing. I think I'm just gonna go. Well, wait, I didn't, just Money, please, I can't. She let her inner fantasies slip out. Hey, so, what the hell was that? Don't. I couldn't believe she'd do something so shameless. I just got a little enthusiastic because I was so shocked. Yes. Sure. No, you totally didn't just have your awakening just now, didn't you? Whatever you want to believe, man. I'm glad we can be in agreement here. Let's not be unreasonable about this. Sure. So, pushing someone down to the ground, huh? What's that? Some degradation shit? Oh, shut up. I'm gonna leave. This didn't mean anything. Oh my god. Ezekiel has no idea what's going on around him. His surroundings, he has no consciousness of his surroundings. Ismene ducked her head down to the ground and left faster than I'd ever seen her move before, promptly walking to her cell and shutting the door with a loud bang. Ismene, okay. Zeke and I just stood there for a moment, confused. God, what a weirdo. You're not mad about Lyra kissing her? No. Why would I be? She's her own person. She can make her own choices. I don't control her. It was probably for a dare anyway. Not to mention it finally got me something to hold on over Isabel, so all things considered, I'm pretty happy. Well, whatever you say. Anyway, Zeke, as I was saying before, I had something I'd like to... No, shut up. I had to spend like an hour standing here watching you all do jack shit. We're doing my thing. It's about 10 minutes. And that's 10 minutes I could have spent helping you improve. So we're just gonna have to work doubly hard now. Got it? For today, Sam, you get the privilege of being my new project. Ezekiel grinned as he said that, but I noticed his eye twitch a little as he did. I know you're blown away by the offer, but you don't gotta look at me like that. With my influence, I'm gonna teach you, yes, even you, how to really be a real man. But I fiddled with my manuscript a little bit, going to forcibly hand it out to Ezekiel, just wanting to get this over with. But as I did, he knocked the pages out of my hand, scattering them all over the ground. You don't need any of this garbage, Sam. You're coming with me. We're gonna do as many press-ups as it takes to make your balls finally drop. Jesus Christ. Oh, joyous. I'll make you into the kind of man that'll stay true to who he's loyal to. Make you someone who calls out bullshit. The kind of person who doesn't trample all over someone's memory just because it's more comfortable to them. Ooh, that's what that's about. Got it. Got it. I want to hear a yes, Zeke. Yes, Zeke. And can I get a thank you as well? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you clearly need it. Thank you, Zeke. And, you're so handsome, Zeke. Go on. You're so handsome, Zeke. I made you call a guy handsome. I got you, you dumb. Like, that's... He acts like that is the most crazy thing for a guy to call another guy handsome. That's crazy. I can't. Ezekiel is like... This was gonna be a long few hours. Ezekiel took me to the gym and put me to work. He had a lot of snide comments to make as he forced me to do countless exercises and lambasted me with various pieces of man advice. By the end of it, my muscles were sore and worn, but still. I could tell it hurt for him just as much as it hurt for me. He almost seemed relieved when I bickered back to him, as if it made the situation less uncomfortably familiar for him. But by the end of it, Ezekiel was too emotionally exhausted to even continue to be mean to me. He seemed more resigned than anything. I wasn't able to show him the manuscript, though. At this rate, it was looking like I'd fail my day one dare. And considering how heavy his gaze was by the end, I didn't think I had the heart to bother him anymore. I may not have liked Ezekiel, not by any means, but there were certain lines I wasn't willing to cross. And I didn't want to trample on Mint's memory any more than I already had. I'm sorry, Mint. I really did owe it to you of all people to see the man who took away your life as fully and completely bad. No, I disagree. I do think you have to take the situation into consideration. I do think it was bad. Obviously, it's bad that Dracul killed Mint. Like, no one should be killed for any reason at all. But I also don't think he really should have seen Dracul as a completely and wholly bad person. You know, it just... I don't think that's the case. Because if they weren't in this situation, if they weren't put in this game, that wouldn't have happened. Dracul would not have killed him. You know? So I just feel like saying like, oh, I should have just thought of Dracul as like a really horrible person because he was a murderer. I don't know. It's really, there's a lot of gray lines in killing games like this, in Danganronpa and fangans and all these things. Because they're put in certain situations where they're really put to the test. And what Dracul did was bad. Yes, 100%. I don't think, you know, obviously murder is bad. But thinking of Dracul as just a really wholly bad person, I think is also unfair. Because he wasn't a bad person. He was a person who was pushed to his absolute limit and fell over the edge. You know, I think, I don't know. It's complicated, I guess, right? But eventually, Ezekiel said I'd earned a small break and let me return to my cell for a little bit. The push-ups had left me exhausted, but still. I seemed to finally have some downtime. I could spend it resting off all this soreness, but it might be nice to check in on how people are doing, now that the motive is in full swing. Did you give him the manuscript? Shinku! Either way, I had time to spare. Okay, free time, nice. Let's go see if someone's here. I'm gonna save real quick. Okay. I save at every opportunity I can. Because you never know when you're gonna be able to save again. No one's here, I don't think. So, like, there's no special event going on right now. Because I think if there's somebody here, over there, that means there's, like, a bonus scene. Oh, here's, Maiko. Maybe talk to Maiko. I haven't talked to her in a long time. Part of her... She could be a little bit annoying. But I don't think she's a bad person. Maiko, are you doing okay? How are you holding up, considering the motive?
Oh, Shinku, I'm okay. I think I'll be fine, although I might need some help with my dare later, if you don't mind. Although, no worries if not, I really don't want to be a bother. Not at all.
I do think, like, as annoying as it is when she's like, oh, I don't want to bother anybody, I do think it stems from... Maybe it stems from some kind of trauma. Where, like, people were always telling her how she's, like... How she, you know, her entire existence is a bother to them. And maybe she heard that for a long time, and that's why she's like this now. Hey, no matter what you need, you can come to me, okay? I want to be there for you no matter what. We're friends, Maiko.
Shinku, you really are the best in the whole wide world. Oh, I love you so much. You're way too kind to me.
Maiko flung her arms around me and hugged me tightly, basically nuzzling her cheek into mine. Hey, hang on. This is a bit much. I'm not your boyfriend, Maiko. Come on.
Yeah, no way. You're way more important to me than any dumb boyfriend would be.
Jeez.
Huh? Did I say something wrong?
No, it's fine. I hope you'll be okay today. Let me know if you need anything.
Well, I'm a little lonely right now, honestly. I'm just trying to psych myself up for later. So, if you're free, would you mind staying and talking to me for a bit? You really don't have to if you don't want to. Really.
Okay, sure. Of course, anytime. I've been missing hanging out with you, honestly. I don't know why, but I'd feel guilty not hanging out with her after what happened with Lyra this morning. I feel like I'd let Maiko down somehow.
Really? Okay. Thanks so much. You're the best, Shinku.
You've already said that. Come on. I'd become increasingly I'm getting increasingly tongue-tied is what I'm getting. All the time. I don't know why it happens so often that I start reading it and then I get tongue-tied. I think it's because it has to be because my eyes are going faster than my mouth. I'd become increasingly overprotective over Maiko since her attempt. I suppose it was only natural. But it had also meant I found myself abiding by Dr. Elenius's guidelines of not talking about her crime or verdict almost to a T. While it prevented conflict in the short term and kept Maiko fairly happy, I knew I couldn't keep it up forever. That would hardly be good for her. I thought perhaps we'd be able to have a productive but stable conversation about it if I just approached her gently about it, one step at a time. I just had to be careful about the angle I took with this. Hey, Maiko, I was just wondering.
What's up, Shishi? Did I do something wrong?
No, not at all. I was just wondering how you were holding up with, your corrupt verdict.
Oh.
We're all doing the best we can to help you physically. I just wondered if you were doing okay. Emotionally. It's a lot to process.
Well, I guess I could be worse. But to tell you the truth, I'm really not doing all that great, Shinku.
Yeah, I figured.
For the longest time, the only thing that was keeping me going was the idea that if I just tried hard enough, if I kept her in my life, Yui would eventually forgive me.
She really meant that much to you, huh?
Of course. I don't see any value in my own life. I saw mine as a lost cause. So I placed all my value in her and her life.
But you weren't a lost cause. You were an ultimate, Maiko. That has to mean something.
Yeah, but, I only really got my title because I had absolutely nothing else going on. No friends, no hobbies, no other jobs. I could do voice acting almost 24/7 because I didn't have anything else. That and the fact that I could speak English meant I could do both Japanese and English dubs. It was just useful.
That's still really impressive in its own right. I think you're really underplaying yourself here.
Maybe, but I guess I've never really thought about it all that hard. Yui's life just seemed more exciting to me. She had more than her talent. She'd made it in every single aspect I hadn't. That's why it really did keep me going to know I could get her back. That even a rotten girl like me could have someone as lovely and successful as her care about me, even after seeing the worst parts of me.
I don't know how much she really cared for her in the end, but
So, when I got that corrupt verdict, it was a major wake-up call. I knew deep down Yui would never ever forgive me, but I didn't want to admit it. But I was forced to confront that I'd completely messed up everything. I couldn't deny it with that many people telling me I was wrong. It made me realize she was never coming back. And I didn't want to live in a world without Yui. But there's so much of life outside of Yui. Maybe in your life, Shinku. Maybe in a normal person's life. But I'm not really a normal person, am I? I had nothing outside of her. All of the best parts of me were from her.
No, that's just silly. You still had your talent. How excited you get when you talk about your interests.
If those parts of me are so nice, why didn't people care about me? Why was I only ever an afterthought to them? It's 'cause I always go too far with things. I always push it to the extreme. Yui was the first person to be my friend, despite how weird I was, despite how different I was. And I couldn't just be normal about it. Of course not. It was so nice to feel loved. I wanted to return that love and care I felt tenfold. It's a wonderful feeling to finally feel like you belong with someone, like you're cared for. I wanted to give it back however I could. I felt so excited and happy to finally feel like I belonged. Like I had a place where I wasn't just intruding. It was overwhelming. I felt everything way too strongly. I wanted her to feel just how appreciative I was. I loved her so much that I wanted her to feel the same level of euphoria and joy I felt when I was around her. I wanted to repay her for giving me a place where I felt I could just be me.
Maiko, girl, it's a level of obsession that is extreme. It's just extreme obsession.
I felt if I couldn't repay her somehow, I didn't deserve to feel half as happy as I did. But I took it too far, like I always do.
Yeah, you do tend to latch on to people pretty quickly, I've noticed.
Can you blame me? It's really not all that often someone gives me a chance. The only thing I really felt was good about myself for the longest time is how much I loved people. I thought when people gave me a chance, I could be a pretty good friend. Although, my love is too much, isn't it?
Her love is obsession. It is too much. It is. Well, it did get quite a few people hurt, didn't it?
Shinku, whose side are you on here?
Maiko, this isn't a personal attack on you. I just need you to understand here.
Well, I already do. I know it was bad. I know, but I didn't mean for it to go that far. My intentions were good. I did it because I cared so much.
That is definitely what a stalker says, isn't it? Like, I feel like that's the kind of thing that a stalker would say to themselves to justify what they're doing.
Is it wrong to care? To love? To want the best for someone? Even if my actions were really, really bad, you can't deny I had good intentions.
But if you really loved her, you would have respected her wishes. Let her rise up on her own. Why did you feel the need to interfere? If you were so invested in her, surely you know that's not what she wanted.
I guess I saw it as my dream as well. Her success, that is. I wanted her to rise up more than anything in the world. A world where Yui was #1 was a world I could understand, because it would be how my reality was. I think part of me thought it would make me special as well, being connected to someone that's successful. Not to mention, the more popular she was, the more I could connect with others about how much she inspired us. But I guess that desire to share her dream was one-sided. I think I saw it so much as my dream as well that I saw me doing things to help her climb the ranks as just an extension of her own actions. You have to understand, after a certain point, I hated being myself. I hated being Molly or Maiko or anything like that. It was easier to be an extension of Yui, a part of her. It made me feel like I was living life properly. It made it so I didn't have to think about myself. I think I just got a little lost in it.
And I think that's a real shame.
Huh?
Your late teens and young adulthood is really where you start to figure things out. Figure out the kind of person you are. I think if you let yourself be you in those years, lived with yourself, then maybe you would have realized there are a lot of good parts about you.
Aw, that was sweet. I don't think I'd still be alive if I lived with just myself. No way.
Maiko.
Anyway, how about we talk about something else for a bit? This is all making me a little bit anxious. I'd really like if we could just chat about something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry for pushing it.
It's okay. I really don't like talking about it or thinking about it. I'd rather just, focus on the here and now, if that's okay.
Of course. I was admittedly very nervous for Maiko going forward. I knew she wanted to dodge the subject, but it was clear to me she had a lot of fairly unhealthy worldviews. I wonder if, after seeing how much harm her love for someone caused in the past, if she could even felt that she had the right to love again. Or maybe she needed someone to love, or maybe she needed to love someone else, base her worth on someone else, or focus on something else, as to not have her face her own reality. Ah, she really was quite similar to you, wasn't she? Substitute. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's having me save. Alrighty. The afternoon came without much fanfare. Most others were busy around the prison doing their various dares. I was still a little upset I hadn't gotten a chance to complete mine. But perhaps it was better to just take the embarrassment of my being secret outed. Of my secret being outed. My being secret outed. What? It wasn't like it was anything that bad. It really isn't. Who cares? But then again, Maiko might have a conniption. If she finds out that Shinku was like writing self-insert romantic fan fiction about Yui, I think she would like blow a gasket. But it was pretty embarrassing. And there was one person who I thought might raise a few eyebrows at it, considering she knew Yui and was obsessed with her. My thoughts were interrupted by a small knocking at my door. Is everything Oh, Shinku, you've got to help me, please, please. Pretty please, with this cherry on top, I'll do anything. Just please help me, please. Speak of the devil. Maiko, it's good to see you. Is everything all right?
No.
What's up?
I can't explain.
Dare stuff, I'm guessing? She nodded a little bit, looking up at me with her big dumb puppy eyes.
I need you to come with me, okay? I'm sure you'll get it when we're there.
All right. I'll try to help as best I can, but no promises.
Really? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best, Shinku.
You might want to save your thanks until after I've actually done something. I might not be able to help here.
Well, even just having you here will help. I'm sure of it.
Whatever you say. I followed Maiko to the canteen. As we went As we went, her apprehension was slowly rising. It was clear to me she was a little embarrassed to ask for help. I just reckoned that if I wasn't going to complete my own dare, I might as well help others with theirs. But when we entered the canteen, both of us paused, hearing stifled crying from one of the tables.
Is he okay? Should we say something?
Oh no, it's Taka. We have to help him. We have to help Taka. We always help Taka. I'm sorry. Taka was sitting at the table, holding a cup in his shaking hands, looking down at it and grimacing. Taka? Is everything okay? As soon as we said that, Taka turned around to look at us with almost immediately started hysterically crying. No. Oh, this is awful. I can't do this. There's no way.
Hey, it's okay. What were they trying to...
Maiko cautiously stepped over to him and seemed to freeze as she saw what was in the cup.
Oh.
Huh?
Hey, it's okay. They can't even feel pain, can they?
I can't do it. I just can't. It's not worth it. I don't care what all of you think of me tomorrow. I can't. Were they trying to make him drink whatever was in that cup? Please don't tell me there's a fish in there. Please don't tell me it's man the fish. Or maybe it's woman. Which was the fish that they gave him the second time? Maybe we could dilute it with something? I approached the cup and picked it up, my eyes growing wide at what was inside of it. A small, alive, guppy fish. No, you let your truth get exposed. You don't know. Why would you? Jesus. Wait, where did you even find this? In the courtyard pond, where we found the frogs. I started going to watch them and feed them when I needed company. I wanted to keep one in my cell, but I'd be worried about Ismene destroying it. But my dare this morning, it...
Wait, don't say it. You could get punished.
And from this, we could put the pieces together well enough without him spelling it out for us. They're making you do something like that? Taka nodded solemnly. But I can't. I just can't. There's no way.
It's totally messed up. They're making you do something like that in the first place. That's leagues darker than my first dare.
I've only just started making progress with getting the others to like me again. I don't want something to come out about me that'll change that, but this is totally sick. I can't do this. Jesus. I'm sure people will understand. Your truth can't be that bad. It's so pathetic. What's the nicest way to say we've already seen just how pathetic Taka could be by this point? I will not accept this Taka slander. I will not accept it. We don't accept it in this house. Whatever it is, I'm sure there's worse things. I promise you.
Yeah, and Lori's holding the morning meetings specifically so we can discuss the truths. So I'm sure you can explain then.
I just don't want Sugi to hate me. So that was the root of things here. Honestly, I think they'd hate you more if you went through with this dare. It's pretty messed up. Then I really can't do it. Not a boy. There's no way. I'll have to bear a little more scrutiny. I should just be used to it by now. It's fine. You already named it? I think I'm just going to release him back into the pond. I'll be back in a little bit. Taka solemnly walked out with the cup holding the guppy fish, his hands still shaking.
Oh. Do you seriously think they were gonna make him swallow it? That's crazy.
Please don't tell me yours is anything as serious as that.
No. It's nowhere near that level. I don't know why on earth Taka got something like that.
Because they love to slander my boy. It's like the wardens are trying to make things worse for him.
Well, maybe. It's probably wrong, but I wonder if they're trying to intentionally provoke him more than the others.
They are, and it's unacceptable. What do you mean?
Well, think about it. The episodes of anime that get the most views and traction are the ones where the characters really go through it, you know? People love watching misery. It makes them feel better about their own lives in comparison. I think for a while, after his corrupt verdict, Taka was like that. He just kept getting kicked down. It probably made for good content. And now, you know, he's starting to make friends again. Starting to better himself. Even making some first steps with Asuka again. But that's not what brings in the views, is it?
I guess since the audience initially decided he was corrupt, the wardens are doing anything they can to make redeeming himself difficult for him. If he showed more personal growth than those who were voted worthy, it would sort of make their voting system fall apart, wouldn't it?
I wonder if they're going to start doing the same sort of thing for me soon. I mean, all of you have been so nice to me since, you know. It almost feels like I'm being protected from my verdict. It makes me feel scared to try to actually think about things and do better. I think if I do, I'll no longer be half as safe as I am now. Not like it's even worth it to try to do better. I'm always going to be like this.
Maiko, if you have that mindset, then...
I'm 28, Shinku. If I'm still like this, then I think I've long passed the point of no return.
I disagree. I do. I disagree. I think you can overcome things. Like, I think you could be any age and overcome things, but a lot of times I feel like people think, oh, I'm already this age. I'm set in my ways. There's no way I could possibly change. I disagree. I think that when you get older, it's much harder to change because you are pretty set in certain ways, and there will be more chances of like falling backwards every now and then, but it's okay if you go back a step if you then take 2 steps forward. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you try, and you have to try hard, especially when you're older and you're like an adult and you're used to things the way that they are, and even if you want it to change, it's hard to change as an adult. But it is possible. You just have to work a little bit harder. So I think she could do it if she, you know, really tried. And it's going to be hard. You're going to have setbacks 100%. There's no way you're going to be just think, okay, I'm going to change and do a complete 180 and I'll be fine. No, you will have setbacks. You'll have bad days. But those bad days will always end. Another day will come. It might not be a great next day, but maybe it could even be worse. But still, you have to keep trying. And if you don't try, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And you're going to regress to the point where you're like, there's no point in even trying anymore. So I do believe that no matter how old you are, if you're 25, if you're 50, if you are 80, you could still better yourself if you really try to. It's going to be hard. It's much harder when you're an adult and you're already pretty much like used to thinking a certain way or doing certain things. When you stop that, or you try to stop that, it's very, very hard. But if you try, I think you can make progress, and it will probably take a lot of time. It might take years. You know, it won't happen in one day. It won't happen in a few hours. That's impossible. But if you keep trying, you could get better. The time is going to pass either way. So you don't want to just fall backwards in that time. You want to at least take a few steps forward, even if it's like only like a tiny little bit over the course of a year, say. Even if it's just a little bit, it's better than it was before, and that's good. That's a positive thing. I'm going off on a major tangent here. It's just, I do believe it. It's hard. there are things that are very, very hard. You're gonna have very hard days, you know, and those hard days are gonna make you think like, oh, there's no point. I shouldn't even keep trying. Why am I bothering? I'm still like this. I'm still this way. I think that part of that is always going to be there, especially if it's like if it's a mental thing. It's going to always be there, but you can find ways to cope with it, I suppose is the right word. You can find ways to move on from it. It's always going to be there a little bit. Like, it's never, I don't think it's ever going to fully go away. This thing that she's feeling is not going to just disappear, even in 25 years time. You know, it's not just going to go away. It's always going to be in the back of her mind, like, oh, I'm a bother. I can't change. But those kind of thoughts, you just have to try to push them down, and I think change them into better thoughts. Sorry, I'm going off on this major tangent. I don't even know where it started, but I do believe, like, at the end of the day, I believe that no matter how old you are, you can change for the better if you truly want to. But it will be slow, and it will be discouraging every now and then. It's not going to be perfect. You will have bad days. You will have days where it feels like you take 10 steps backwards. But even so, even if you go all the way backwards, you start again. Like, the time will pass either way. So yeah, I just think it's, if you want to change it, you can, no matter how old you are. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, let's go back to it. I don't know how many minutes I've been going on and on and on for.
And I have nothing to show for it. Yui doesn't even care about me. And I don't have a partner. I have no close friends. I'm not moved out, and I can't even...
Before Maiko could continue on one of her usual spirals, she seemed to be reminded of something, stopping herself.
Right. My dear.
Also, sorry, there's no specific timeline for life. I feel like as you get older, you feel a sort of societal pressure to do certain things by a certain time. Like, say, usually it's by the time you're 30, right? You want to do certain things by the time you're 30. And if you don't, you start to feel like, oh, I'm a failure. But that's not the case, because life is not a race. You know, everyone's life is different. Everyone experiences the world in a different way. And, you know, some people, you know, get married and they start their lives at 20. You know, and there are people who don't do it till they're 35. Like, there is no specific timeline, and I know it could be there's a lot of pressure behind it, like a societal pressure, especially if you see everyone else around you who's your age doing certain things at certain times. But at the end of the day, it is your life. It could be on your timeline. It doesn't have to be the same as everybody else's. Yeah, it's okay to do things at your own pace. And to just, you know, I mean, I think a lot more now that I am in my 30s now. And like, there are things that when I was like 10 years ago, when I was 21, 10 years ago, you know, I had all these things. I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna, all the blah, 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 blah. But, you know, because I thought, I need to do this by the time I'm this old, you know, it's... Now I realize that I'm older. It's just, everyone's life is going at different pace. Like, you know, comparing yourself to other people is how you just make yourself miserable. And thinking that, oh, I need to be married by this age. I need to have, you know, have a family. I need to do all these things. Like, if you want to do it, yes, but don't feel like you have to do it by a certain time. Like, there's no time limit on anything. You know, I mean, there might be a little time limit on having a family if you want to have children and you are a woman. I understand that. But even so, you know, you have your 30s. A lot of people think that, oh, your 30s, oh, it's over. No. I'm 31. I still feel like I did when I turned 21. So actually, sometimes I feel like I feel better than I did at 21 because mentally I'm better now than I was then. And, you know, it's an uphill climb, and it's always going to be that way. Always. But, you know, I do believe in enjoying the little things. Like, it really helps. I just, even if, oh, you know, even something as small as, I want to have such and such for dinner tonight because I love this food. That's what I want to do. Like, that little thing and enjoying it can just really make everything seem like, okay, it's not too bad. I like this. Living in the moment and enjoying the little things. I've been going on and on for 10 minutes. Okay, stop me. Anyway, I just feel like there's a part of me that feels like I want to help Maiko a little bit. Like, I do feel like she is obsessed with Yui and she's a little bit of a stalker. But there's a part of me that's like, sweetheart, girl, you'll be okay, you know? Anyway, Maiko directed me towards the kitchen area of the canteen, where various mismatched ingredients had been laid out on the counters. It was a little hard to get these all. I had to ask some help from Alora, but even so, I got shocked a few times. At least it seems just for today I can touch the appliances without getting shocked. It's just weird they didn't do the same for the ingredients. She looked back at the ingredients and then to me, her eyes wide and desperate. She couldn't say what her dare was out loud for obvious reasons, but her expression and the ingredients made it clear what she was meant to do. Cook something? You seriously need help with that? Shinku, you promised not to judge. Sorry. I'm just confused. I think I'm missing something here. Is your dare seriously just cooking? Well, that was a stupid question. She couldn't exactly confirm or deny it, but the ashamed look in her eyes as she averted them from me and stared at the ground said everything. I usually just make instant noodles or pop down and get myself something from the kombini. It's just easier, and besides, I don't really know how to... My mama never really did it herself, and as I got older, it felt embarrassing to ask since I felt like it was something I should just know how to do. Babes, YouTube. I'm so... If you're embarrassed to find out how to do something like cooking, there are so many tutorials on YouTube that can help you. Like, it's this day and age. Maybe, I don't know what year this is supposed to take place in. I'm assuming it's present day because they're being streamed, live streamed. So, girl, if you don't know how to do something, you can look it up. And nobody will know that you looked it up. Like, you know, cooking and stuff, you don't really know how to do it unless you learn how to do it. And you learn by, like, either watching someone else or someone teaching you, or you watch the cooking channel. I love me the cooking channel, though honestly I don't cook that much, to be completely honest with you. My husband does the cooking anyway. But still, if you have to, you can look it up. There's so many things to just help you. And now it's just embarrassing to admit. What sort of a failure of an adult can't even... She trailed off for a moment before looking back at me, grabbing my hands. Point is, please help me. I don't want to accidentally burn everything down or... Hey, I'm sure you won't. You cooked with Asuka and Takiko before, no? You did that just fine. I don't see how this should be any different. Well, they did most of the work, if I'm being honest. I was only really there because I liked being around them, so... I wasn't really trusted to do a lot of the work. Taki had so much experience cooking for her sister, and Sugi cooked for their troupe.
they were the experts. I kind of just felt like I was there for moral support.
I see. Well, hey, it's never too late to learn a new skill, is it? If I'm being honest, I'm really not the greatest cook myself. My father did most of the cooking for me, even as an adult. So, we can learn together, alright?
Really? Are you sure? Completely and absolutely?
Yeah. No promises it'll be good, though. This is kind of like the blind leading the blind.
Well, I don't mind. It's a lot less scary when someone else is also learning with you. Besides, it makes me feel better to know other adults don't have all this stuff extremely figured out either.
Extremely? Why did I say extremely? See, adults can't do everything. I'm an adult and clearly I can't read. It would probably still be for the best if we got someone who knew what they were doing to help, though. Did someone call for an expert? A voice echoed throughout the canteen as Taka slammed open both of the double doors, returning from the courtyard, having overheard at least the tail end of our conversation. He seemed to be doing a lot better after he'd released the fish. It was like a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. He still seemed anxious, but I was certain that some kind of distraction would probably do him good right now. Wait, Taka, do you know how to... Why, of course! I've hosted plenty of cooking shows. I'm practically a shorter Gordon Ramsay with better hair. I love Taka. If we lose Taka, I'm gonna lose my mind. Taka's my favorite character in this whole thing. Sure. If you're looking for help, I'm your guy. I'll make sure we can make the most scrumptious snack together. That's a promise.
Really? I mean, you don't have to help. I really don't want to be a bother.
Nonsense. If my reputation is going down the drain again tomorrow anyway, I might as well help pull someone else out of the gutter to prove that I'm serious about wanting to do better. Well, if you insist. I'm just surprised you know how to do this. Let's begin. There's no time like the present. Taka hopped over the counter and joined us, seemingly overjoyed to be able to help people for once. He had a dumb smile on his face as he perused the ingredients Maiko had laid out, deliberating in his mind what could be made from them before he clicked his fingers. I don't know why I got tripped up on deliberating.
Aha! I've got it! Places, everyone!
Huh? Okay.
I want to see a CG. Let me see it. Taka got us all into position and cleared his throat, getting ready to instruct us.
Today, my friends, we are going to be making a humble bowl of spaghetti! This one's a classic.
Stop, they're so cute.
Ooh, I don't have a lot of Italian food. Where do we start?
To start, Shinky Poo will be on the onions, Chip Chop.
How do you want me to cut them?
Any way you like them, Onion Boy. Just start shopping.
Do we also need some garlic?
Always.
Yes, that! Garlic! I was getting to that. You do the garlic as well. Yes, yes!
What should I do?
Boil the water.
You, my dear, have an incredibly important job. Boil the water! Now, boiling the water may seem simple at a first glance, but don't underestimate it.
So, I don't know if is it just my volume that's so low, or is it the game? Sometimes, because sometimes it's a little bit low, and I'm wondering if it's just because I have a lower volume on my computer. It's not that low, but...
In order to boil the water, you need to learn how to turn on the stove. It may seem easy, but it took me weeks to master it. All those knobs and settings can be intimidating at first.
You have to learn how to turn on the stove. Oh my god.
I would do it myself, but you don't want to get shot. I'm sure you don't either. If you're too scared, you could just ask Shinku.
Oh yeah, they get shocked because of their corrupt verdict. I forgot. I was like, what is he talking about?
Oh, I can do that easy.
Yeah, see, her voice is a bit louder than Taka's. And I'm like, I want Taka's to be loud. Make it louder. I need to hear him.
What?
What?
Click! That was simple. Whew. It's nice not getting shocked for once.
It appears you do have some mastery over the stove, but don't get cocky.
So, I just put the pasta in the water. Kind of like how you make instant ramen?
Precisely! How perceptive of you! Now, onion boy, how are the onions going?
They are chopped, but pretty uneven.
Don't you worry, they're not the only chopped things in this room. Man, I don't mean me.
Taka seemed to take a pause, as if he was waiting for the laugh track or something. He ended up just standing there until things got awkward.
Anyway, now those are chopped. Let's toss them in the pan.
Taka threw my onions and garlic in the pan of boiling water.
Is that right?
Not really, I don't think so.
Why, of course. You do need to cook them, no?
Well, yeah, but isn't it in a pan?
Don't they usually go in the sauce?
I don't know if Taka actually knows what he's doing.
It's for tenderizing them. Yes, we're boiling the onions and garlic to tenderize them.
Oh, I see. Smart! They also season the pasta in the process like this, don't they? That's pretty genius, actually.
Ah, yes. To be a good cook, you do need to be a little unconventional. Think outside the box.
Sure.
I was really starting to doubt Taka's cooking expertise. Who was I to say anything? Cute!
Now, for the rest of the sauce, smash some tomatoes, you two.
What? With their hands?
With our hands?
Yes, let out your anger. Smash them with your fists. Think about something that just enrages you and pulverize them. Passion will make the sauce taste spicier.
Right.
I started crushing the tomatoes with my fists, but was swiftly interrupted.
No. Not like that. Not at all. You need to say what makes you angry as you crush them. Otherwise, it won't work.
I really don't think that.
Unfinished fix!
Before I could finish my sentence, Maiko was already passionately yelling as she smashed the tomatoes.
Yes, just like that.
Yuri being overshadowed by Yaoi! Non-mirrored RP literacy! Early casting!
More.
Teachers who treated me different because I was mixed!
Oof.
Being seen as too ugly for TV!
Oof. Before I knew it, there was tomato juice all over the kitchen walls.
Whew! That was cathartic!
Shigu, you try.
People advertising their books with ship dynamics?
Oh, good one! I hate that!
I need more passion, more anger. Let it all out.
People misinterpreting my characters.
More.
Ezekiel.
More.
Ezekiel blaming me for Mit's murder just because I'm grieving both him and Dracul.
Oh boy, Shingu's going over the edge.
Him removing my agency as a person and thinking I'm just someone Iz drags around. Him acting like he's the only one who's allowed to be affected by what happened.
Ooh. So, I just had a thought. What if the victim... So Shinku is so angry at Ezekiel right now. What if the victim is Ezekiel this time? And then it kind of turns and Shinku kind of gets placed in the hot seat. Like, they try to blame him for his death. That's possible. That was just a thought that came into my mind. Before I knew it, my hands were stained with the red sticky tomato juice. I hadn't expected that to come out.
Whoa. Shinku, do you need to talk?
Probably.
Oh, that's a bit deeper than I...
Sorry about that.
Should we take a quick pause to...
No, we're good. Let's move on to the next step.
Oh my god, cute. Look at Michael.
I think the pasta should be done. This should be our final step. I hate this part. Let me handle this.
He's not gonna stick his hand into boiling water, is he? Taka rolled up his sleeves and... Why would he do that? Get a strainer! Plunged his hand directly into the boiling, bubbling water to grab the pasta directly out in one big handful. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Stop!
Taka! Jesus, stop!
Don't worry, guys. I got it.
He dumped the pasta onto the plate, a dumb grin on his face despite the tears in his eyes.
Your hand! Oh my gosh! Come here!
Maiko grabbed Taka's hand and ran it under cold water as quickly as she could, clearly panicking.
Don't you worry, it's just a regular part of cooking. You can't make a good dish without a healthy side portion of pain.
What?
A nicely cooked pasta is worth it. Although I wish there was an easier way to do it.
Oh my god, have you heard of a strainer?
You could use a strainer to separate the pasta from the boiling water?
Taka's eyes seemed to twitch a little bit.
How did I never think of that?
See, Shinku's voice is very loud, whereas what Taka just said, I didn't hear it at all.
Taka, I don't want to be rude or doubt you or anything here, but do you actually know how to cook?
No. No.
I just thought I could probably figure it out. I have hosted a bunch of cooking shows, and that's basically the same thing as cooking myself.
Taka.
And I was right. Our spaghetti is finished. Bon appetit!
I scraped the crushed up tomatoes on top of the slightly undercooked garlicky and oniony pasta. In Taka's defense, it almost looked like real spaghetti. If spaghetti didn't have meatballs. Or seasoning. Or if you didn't really know what spaghetti was. Well, regardless, I think we all learned a lot today. Isn't that what counts?
Well, we did make something edible at the very least. I see that as a win.
Right. Who wants the honors of trying it first? We all fell silent, but slowly both Maiko and Taka's eyes gravitated towards me. No, thank you. I think Taka should have the honors as it was his recipe after all. Well, it was your first time making spaghetti, so really it should be you. Hey, it was also Maiko's. Why should I have to eat it?
Well, it can be a reward for helping me.
Reward? Don't be rude about it, Shinku. This is practically our child. Before I could protest any further, Michael loaded up a small forkful of the spaghetti and held it up to my mouth.
Say, Shinku.
No way. I'm not doing it. Not first.
Here comes the airplane.
It's gonna crash if I have a say in it.
Oh, come on, Shinku. Please? For me?
When she looked up at me with those stupid eyes, I couldn't say no. Okay, fine. I winced and closed my eyes as the spaghetti was forked into my mouth. I took a dreaded bite and... Hey, it's not half bad, honestly. Huh? Really? Yeah. It's a little undercooked, but the tomatoes taste really fresh. Boiling the onions and garlic with the pasta also gives it a very subtle but pretty nice taste.
Wait, are you serious? Let me have a taste.
She took the fork out of my hands and scooped up some for herself. As she took a bite, her eyes lit up a little.
Whoa, we really made that. We managed to cook something together.
She let out a squeak of delight as she handed the dish to Taka.
You have to try.
You're not mad at me for lying?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just have a taste.
Taka took a small bite and then, like a hungry puppy, started taking another and another, eating as much as he could. I suppose he probably gave his breakfast this morning to whoever had been guarding food the night prior, so he was likely very hungry. This is really good. I expected it to only be half edible, but this is more like 3/4 edible. I never thought I could make something like this.
It's kind of funny how, out of everyone in the prison, we ended up with the 3 who don't know how to cook anything trying to make something together.
Oh, I'm certain there's more than 3 of us. Really? Think about it. Most ultimates get their talents pretty early in life, or are at least made to focus on it and nothing else for most of their teenage and young adult years. Typically, you don't just have time to cook. Usually work or other priorities take over. I certainly never had the time. And even if I did, I never saw much reason to bother. I always hired people to cook for me.
Huh. I guess you're right.
It's kind of crazy how we're meant to be seen as beacons of hope and inspiration, but most of us are so focused on our talents we don't even really learn to take care of ourselves. It was only really when I saw how hard Sugi worked to cook for their troop that I even considered learning. Their food was always way better than whatever my cooks made me. Oh, Sugi makes the best miso soup ever. It's so salty. It's just the best. I tried to get my cooks to make it, but they're always complaining about how too much salt will kill me and me. And when I was complaining about it to Lori, she agreed. Can you believe it? I think everyone's just concerned for your health, Taka. They're not doing it to spite you. Oh, I know. That's why I'm so shocked Lori agreed. It makes me really happy, honestly. Huh? Well, having too much salt only really affects you when you're way older. It's a long-term health issue. Having her worry about things like that, it reminds me of when she does genuinely believe we have a future in the long term, that we aren't just going to die here, so it's worth taking care of ourselves. Not to mention, it's nice to be reminded how much she really does care about all of us, about our lives after this is all over, and it is going to be over.
She really genuinely believes that?
Of course! So you should believe in it too. Trust me, I'm an inside source. I can't say much, but her plans are going just swimmingly. I fully believe she will find a way out soon. So that's why it's worth skipping out on salty miso soup, even if it is delicious. It's why it's worth learning to cook. It's worth taking care of ourselves. When you make your grand re-entrance in the world, things are going to be different. They may not be great, but you'll find a way to navigate things. For example, I'm definitely not going to find a chef willing to work for me after my crime reveal. But that's okay. I can learn to cook. I'll cook things just as tasty as Sugi's salty misi soup. Salty miso soup. Things that are good for me. So even if things are hard when we get out, I'll have a long life to figure it out. You know, that's a good way to look at it. And I want to live a long life, to live it better than I have so far. I'm sure you two can relate, can't you? So don't give up, all right? Oh, that was a nice speech. Maiko's gaze lingered on Taka, hesitating for a bit, something shifting in her. How can you be so optimistic when we've all been so cruel to you? You didn't get any special treatment after your verdict like I did. But you still, despite being kicked out so much, you always just seem to get up. Well, I know someone who would do the same, and I admire them quite a bit. And I think I've always admired them because they were everything I was not, but always wanted to be. But there really wasn't anything stopping me from being like them, was there? I was just scared to leave my status quo, scared to leave what I've always known. I want to be the kind of person they're proud of, someone worthy of being cared about despite all the wrong I've done. And you can't do that if you just ignore all the wrong, even if it is way easier to brush it all under the rug and move on. So, even if it is scary, I know things need to change. And I'm lucky Lori has given me that space. And you've been given that space as well, alright? So don't just throw it away. No, no, no. That won't do anyone any good. But you're young, Taka. I'm just scared. I don't want to think about it. I know I did wrong. I know. I don't even know where to start. And every time I think about how much Yui must hate me, I feel sick to my stomach and I get paranoid and everything just gets swirly and I don't want to think about it. Hey, Maiko, breathe. Take your time. Sorry, did I go too far? I know Lori set up the policy we're not meant to talk about her crime, but I'm sorry. Hey, deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Can we just go to my cell? I need to think a bit. I think I need a bit. I think she needs to think also, though. Of course. Let me help you there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's fine, Taka. Let's just get her to her cell, okay? Right. No, I don't think turning your back on everything and just trying to ignore it is going to help. It's going to make it worse. So I don't think tiptoeing around everything is helpful for anybody. Jeez, Molly avoided accountability with another panic attack? What? After doing a quick cleanup of the kitchen, as the only one there who wouldn't get shocked touching certain appliances, I walked with Taka and Maiko back to the cell block. I knew Taka had good intentions. Until Maiko actually faced what she'd done, we'd made no progress, but maybe Lyra was right. A killing game isn't exactly the prime space for self-improvement. I couldn't fault Maiko for not making a massive self-improvements when she was already going through so much. But it got to a point where I couldn't help but think how much of her incompetence was genuine. Oh. Either way, we went to take her back to her cell. But on the way, we were stopped, observing a strange altercation occurring in the common room.
Oi, stop that!
I just don't see what the big deal is. It's just a bunch of frogs. It's not like I'm excusing him for all his actions or anything. Come on, Taki, it's...
What's your problem?
You're sweeping everything under the rug. All of it. You took a stance and I respected it. You know why? Because it was reasonable. He's careless, Sugi. He hurts people. You said it yourself. He's just so short-sighted. Oh, they're talking about Taka. Oh, no. I just don't understand why you of all people are defending him after everything he's put you through. You took a stab wound for him, and yet you're acting like you still owe him something. Are you serious? I'm not... Ugh, can you listen? Oh, can I? Really? That's what you're asking, really? You're asking me that like I haven't spent ages listening to you complaining about him, how hurt he made you feel, and now you're just running around back to him? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to help you, Sugi. I don't want you getting hurt. Taki, I know he's a bad person. Yes, because you're not dumb. That's what's so frustrating here. Please, you have to understand. Because I don't. I don't understand. And you know just how harmful he could be. You have felt awful because of him. And now you're making excuses? I just think you're being unfair, Taki. I don't know where all of this is coming from. Usually you're so calm about this sort of thing. We always talk things out like this. Why are you being so unreasonable? Talk. Takiko let out a stifled giggle, looking at Asuka in disbelief. No, that's not what we do, is it? What do you mean? You talk, I listen. I listen and I listen and I smile and nod. I watch you run back to him randomly because you're feeling lonely and I don't say a word. Because if I do say something, I'll become the bad guy. Suddenly I'm just controlling, aren't I? And then giving Taka a 14th chance seems like a more appealing option to you, even if it hurts you. That's not what I... Because it doesn't matter, does it? I'm not stupid. I'm not, and I'm tired of pretending I am. It's exhausting. Taka? Takiko? TV personality? Someone also in the entertainment industry. Lucky coincidence, huh? It doesn't matter how much I listen. It doesn't matter how much time we spend together. I'm not enough. Katsugi, what do I need to do to be enough? To not just be filling in for someone all the time. You're not listening to me, though. You're barely giving me a chance to speak. You're acting just like Asuka's eyes drifted to Taka, standing on the ledge above, freezing slightly. Then they looked back at Takiko. Suddenly, Asuka seemed to calm down a little bit. Oh, that's what's going on here. You had me worried for a second there, Taki. I really don't want to hurt you or anything, so don't worry. I know you don't mean this stuff. It's all for a dare, isn't it? Hey, it's okay. This must be hard for you. Just say whatever you need to say. I won't be mad.
I don't know. I think Takiko is like sinister deep down. I don't trust her at all. Takiko smiled at Asuka. Of course, she couldn't confirm or deny if it was a dare or not.
You're so nice.
Wait, I'm feeling a little attacked here. Is she meant to be acting like me? Do I really sound like that?
Well, a bit more desperate and a little less coherent, and that's almost the gist of it.
There's no way. I don't.
Wait, oh my god. Taka, what on earth did you do to your hand?
Asuka rushed over to Taka, holding his arm carefully. Oh, don't you worry. It's just a little scratch. I can deal with it. Taka, you're burned up to your elbow.
Are you serious? It's redder than a lobster. Did you shove it in a deep fryer or something?
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not that stupid.
Really now?
I just shoved it into a pot of boiling water. Oh, Taka. Oh, Taka.
Then we've got to get you to the infirmary right away. That could leave permanent damage. We did run it under cold water for a while, but I'm not too sure how much that did.
I feel alright, so don't you worry. I'll still be here to feed you the frogs this afternoon.
No, seriously. Let's get you to the infirmary. I don't want to risk this.
Suki, you really want to take me? I thought you didn't want to talk outside of just taking care of the frogs.
Are you stupid? Taka, of course I want to talk to you. I took a stab wound for you. Taka, Who am I kidding? The frogs were just an excuse.
Aww.
I know I shouldn't, but I miss you. I really do.
Aww.
What?
All this watching you going around the prison, helping, I don't know. I don't think anything could ever go back to the way it was before, but I see that you're trying. You're trying to be my old friend again. And I don't care if things won't be the exact same. I just don't want to lose you. I can't stay mad at you. Not while knowing I could die.
Sugi, you...
I'm not sure anymore. I still don't think I can ever see you the same way again. We'll never be that close again. But, you know, maybe if you keep along this track, maybe...
Aww.
No. I can't. Sorry. It wouldn't be fair on your workers, would it? Let's just get you to the infirmary. We need to sort this out.
Asuka, you really...
What a touching reunion. Really tickled my old soul. Truly.
Huh? A voice spoke from the doorway of his cell. No guard in sight.
Wait, who's meant to be...
In fact, I've got a gift for the happy couple just in here. Just step right up inside.
What?
Where's your guard? Isn't someone meant to be watching you?
Who knows? Never showed. But don't stress, kid. I stayed put. Now, do you two lovebirds want to go inside or not?
No.
Okay, now, Lovebirds is going a bit too far. I can't even be his friend. That would go against all my principles.
Wait. You can't be friends?
Taka's voice is too low.
I'm not getting roped up into whatever nonsense you're trying to do. Don't you remember what happened last time you were in a room with just me and Taka?
Yeah. Should have figured I'd get that response. Oh well, tried my hardest. Welp, sorry about this, kid. Nothing personal.
What? Fu moved forward and grabbed Takiko's arm gently, pulling her towards him. What? What is he doing?
What? Let go of me!
I'm not gonna harm you. You know that already. Stop squirming. Jesus.
Get off me! Get off me right now!
I'll let you go when at least one of them agrees to come with me. I just need two of you.
What on earth are you planning to do? Isn't this going too far?
Yeah, I'll tell on you to Allura if you do anything weird.
I'm doing what I have to do. God, I already told you I'm not gonna hurt anyone. Why are you kids always so dramatic?
Because you're holding me against my will! Get off!
It's what you've been doing for the past month. What goes around comes around. What can I say? That's just life.
Oh, stop that. It's hardly been against your will in your case, has it?
Huh? What does that mean?
Hey, I told you that in confidence, kid. Don't go breaking promises.
Ooh.
Now, I don't want to hold on to pigtails for any longer than I have to. Can one of you just suck it up and get in my cell?
We all looked around one another, apprehension clear on all of our faces. No one wanted to risk being alone in that room with Fu and someone else. Eventually, I spoke up.
What if we all went in? Does that work? That way, you get someone in there, and no one has to be alone. Since he wouldn't do anything wrong if all of us were watching, right?
I wasn't planning on doing anything wrong in the first place. Just what I needed to do. But that's fine by me. Some witnesses would actually be helpful.
What is going on?
Are you sure? I don't know about this.
This is probably something like his dare, right? There's something he has to do for a dare.
Well, I don't want to leave Takiko like that, so we're all going in.
Right. I just hope Taka will be okay going that long without going to the infirmary.
Really? I'm fine. Maiko already helped. I can hardly feel anything. It's like it's all gone numb.
That's not good, Taka.
That's really not a good thing.
Finally, Jesus. Sorry about that, kid. We're all friends here.
I don't think so. Fu let go of Takiko's arm once we all filtered into his cell, Takiko glaring at him as he did. The cell hadn't been set up in any particular way. There wasn't anything that stuck out as potentially dangerous. The lack of setup almost unsettled me more for what Fu needed us to do. I assumed it was some dare-related thing, which meant there was no way I could do anything, it could be anything good. Take a seat. Make yourself comfortable, but don't worry. It shouldn't take too long. So, what exactly do you need? First and foremost, I need 2 volunteers. I don't care who. Just preferably 2 people around the same age. Any takers? Everyone was a little apprehensive at first, but eventually someone stepped forward.
If it gets this over quicker so we can get Taka to the infirmary, I'll volunteer.
Suki. Well, that's 1. Any other takers? If they're doing it for me, then
I'll do it.
The small girl interrupted, stepping forward. No boys? Well, to each their own. I'm not one to judge. It's not like we're doing this properly anyway. What's that meant to?
Let's just get this started. What do we need to do?
Alright, very well. First and foremost, Fu pointed to a small red teapot placed on his desk, steam pouring out from the top of it. You 2 pour everyone tea. Pigtails, you give some to Taka and me. Bowhead, you do Shinku and Pinky.
Huh?
That's all? Yep. Simple, right? I told you I wasn't gonna harm you.
All right.
Is it poisoned? Poison? Takiko didn't say a word as she approached the teapot and poured 2 of the gold-rimmed cups, walking over to Fu and silently handing him it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down there, kid.
I'm just doing exactly what you asked. What's wrong?
Fu looked away as if he couldn't bear to meet Takiko's eyes. I need you both to bow slightly and thank whoever you're giving it to as you do it. What is happening? Takiko looked at Fu for a good long while, a smile curling on the corners of her lips as she bowed slightly and held out the tea.
Thank you for being such a wonderful father. I'm sure your daughter is lucky to have you. It's a shame she can't be here. Isn't it, Mr. Wang?
Why would she say that? Why would she be like, it's a shame she can't be here in this killing game? Shouldn't she have rather said, it's a shame you can't be with her? So that seemed a little aggressive there, coming from Takiko. Fu seemed to flinch as he took the tea. Yeah, it's like she's like shooting arrows at him right now with her words. Yeah, isn't it just? Asuka approached me and Maiko, clearly apprehensive about this all themselves, but just trying to get through it for the sake of getting Taka help.
Maiko, thank you for being strong enough to keep going, despite everything. I know I've been distant lately, but I'm glad you're still here with us. I hope you can continue to find it in you to keep going.
Maiko nodded quietly as she took the tea, taking a sip and almost immediately pulling back, burning her tongue on it a little bit. Asuka next turned to me, handing me a cup with a small bow. Bow, I should say. Bow. I was like, what? A cup with a bow on it? No, she's bowing. Okay.
And Shinku, thanks for taking care of Maiko. I'm really grateful someone's keeping an eye on her. Thank you. I hope you can continue to guide her through this. Just don't put it all on yourself, okay?
I took the tea from Asuka, seeing a small lotus root at the bottom of the cup, sweetening it. This whole thing seemed a little strange to me. Yeah, though lotus roots are delicious. I really like them. I like them in soup. Put them in a nice vegetable soup. Delicious. Maybe some tofu in there too. Yum. Regardless, I took a small sip of the tea and nodded my head in gratitude. As I did, I saw Takiko approaching Taka, holding the cup of tea and staring down at him for a good while before lowering herself slightly into a bow.
Taka, thank you. Thank you for taking care of Sugi when they needed it. Whenever they feel alone, you really are someone special to them. I'm blessed to fill your shoes when you can't be there for them.
She's bitter. I'm sensing a lot of bitterness from Takiko right now. Asuka looked across the room at Takiko, a strange look of apprehension on their face before they quickly turned to Few. To Few? Who is Few? What?
Okay, we did your silly tea thing. Can we go now?
Soon. Just one more thing. You two meet together. It'll be quick, I promise. The two of them shuffled over to stand right in front of Fu, the two of them looking directly at each other, but it felt like there was a distance between them. I need you to bow 3 times. Once to the heavens and the earth.
To the heavens.
Asuka quickly bowed.
And the earth.
Takiko followed suit, keeping her eyes on Asuka. Secondly, to your parents.
To my mother. To my parents. God rest their souls. Oh, poor girl.
They both bowed once more. And finally to each other. In the years of happiness ahead of you. What is happening? Why are they having a tea ceremony?
To you.
Asuka swiftly bowed to Takiko.
To the years of happiness we have ahead of us, and to you, Asuka.
Takiko bowed to her friend. May you grow old together, hand in hand. I'm sorry, this is a marriage tea ceremony, isn't it? Is he marrying them? Because this is the marriage tea ceremony at for Chinese weddings. I think he's marrying them right now. Never leaving each other's sides.
Wait, was this? Right, we've done it now, haven't we? We can go, right?
Yep, that's just about a wrap. Thank you both. That wasn't bad, was it? I think they're married now. Really, it's okay, Suki. I can wait a little bit longer.
The longer you wait, the worse the scar will be. Come on.
Asuka walked past us all and grabbed Taka's unburnt hand, practically dragging him out to get help, trying not to look at him. Trying not to look like they cared. You're a good friend for going along with that.
Aren't I just?
Glad we managed to get that over with so quickly. I owe you one, kid.
What was all that, anyway?
I think they just got married. I think that's what happened. Nah, who knows? All the stuff they're making us do is nonsense anyway.
Those were traditional Chinese wedding vows, weren't they?
Yes, they were. How do you know that?
I could guess from the vibe of things.
Well, don't worry about it too much. It wasn't the whole thing. It was far from a proper wedding. That sort of old traditional ceremony is hardly done these days. You're all good. Don't you worry. If your fans get all angry over that, then they weren't the kind of fans you want to keep around anyway. And what do they even have to get mad about anyways? Once again, it was far from the real deal. It was basically just what little girls do with their friends on the playground to practice.
Right.
I don't know. I think they're married. I think Asuka and Takiko are married now. Maybe just don't grab people and force them to do that next time? If you'd explained this whole thing, I'm sure we wouldn't have to put up so much resistance. Hey, come on. It would be against the rules for me to just spell out what I was doing. Cut me some slack, kid.
Why on earth was doing this your dare, though? It just seems strange.
Who knows? Probably just thought it would make good content. You could have at least let Taka go early to tend to his wounds. I never said he had to stay. I just needed 2 people.
You didn't have to hold me hostage to get them, did you?
Perhaps not. But how else was I going to convince people? Only one person at a time ever comes to guard me. Speaking of that, where's my guard? I'm getting pretty hungry. That's exactly what I'm asking. A figure sighed from the doorway, looking in at what was going on. Ah, just the person I was looking for. What exactly transpired here? Nothing that you have to worry about. You've already got a lot on your plate, don't you?
He grabbed me and refused to let me go until we helped him with his stupid dare.
What? Hey, come on, can you blame me? My dare required 2 people. How was I gonna do that when I only have 1 person watching me at a time?
You could have just elected to have your truth revealed. I doubt any of us could form a lower opinion of you, quite frankly.
Ouch.
And if you had to do your dare for the sake of protecting whatever it is left of your family's reputation, then you could have asked your guard to get a second person. That's the problem. No one showed up to guard him this slot.
What? I made it very clear we needed to stick to the schedule. It was meant to be... Is Taka alright? Has anyone seen him? It was meant to be his shift. He was just with us. He was helping us with our dares earlier. His hand ended up getting burnt, so Asuka took him to the infirmary. St. Teal? That's a surprise. She seemed weirdly proud for a moment. Yeah, she's like his mother.
Wait, he skipped his shift? My guess is he was too preoccupied with his dare. He must have forgotten. Strange that he would, though. I thought he was making an effort to help out whenever he could, to prove he was trying to be better. Skipping his guard shift seems a little counterintuitive, no?
Takiko is... bitter. I didn't account for people having to do their dares when I made the schedule. I can't fault him for skipping it. He might have forgotten.
Well, what do I know? It must have slipped his mind, huh?
She's mad. She's angry. There's a lot of anger in her.
It's strange food didn't just run out, though. You'd have thought he would have taken the opportunity to leave.
I told ya, I'm on my best behavior. You have nothing to worry about.
Yep, nothing at all aside from not letting me leave until people agreed to come into your cell.
Give me a break, Kiko.
Excuse me?
Point is, I've been on good behavior. You got nothing to worry about, Doc. I'm hearing the opposite, quite frankly. Well, you know, if you wanted to stop any more little disputes, maybe we could let me go? I mean, it's been a month. Absolutely not. Come on now. I've been well behaved this whole month, and it's a little unfair to keep me trapped in here with the motive in full effect. What if I need to do something for a dare that'll require me to be somewhere else in the prison? Then you can take it up with whoever's guarding you. That hardly seems fair.
Well, perhaps you should have thought about that a month ago when you stabbed someone.
If I hadn't, Tian could have gotten hurt. What did you want me to do, kid? Wait until the timer ticked down and we had no other choice but to torture her? It never got to that point, Wang. Well, I'm not psychic. I had no clue one of you would suddenly get the guts to kill, let alone the purple kid. I'm not having this discussion with you again. I really hate to play the devil's advocate here, but I feel like keeping up the guard schedule isn't going to help right now. People are just going to keep skipping shifts because they have their dares to do. And if you keep imposing it strongly regardless of that, I think people will start to resent you. I don't mind taking my reputation for the sake of keeping people safe. Well, I do. You're our one chance out of here, Dr. Elenius. All due respect, I don't want you getting hurt. I'm sure no one else does either.
Yeah.
Really, it would be the smart choice. That way everyone can get on with their dares freely, and I can too, without causing a whole scene, you know? What do you say?
We'll discuss it tomorrow morning at the group meeting. It's too late for this, and I need to check in on Takahiro.
Uchiyama, do you mind covering for him until Chatel's shift?
Sure.
She's full of anger. I'm telling you right now, Takiko is full of anger and hatred. Wonderful. Thank you. If that's settled, I'm going to leave. I hope you all have a pleasant evening. You too. I'm going to crash for the night. Good luck, Takiko. Take care, alright?
Yeah. Night, Takiko. And you too, Fu.
Takiko just smiled.
Of course. Sleep well.
Don't die. Thanks once again. I think I'm going to wrap up this part here. It's getting good. Like, it's a little slow, I'm gonna be honest. Part of me is like, they haven't even gotten to the point where truths are revealed yet. It's been one day and it's been a long time. And I'm like, oh God, are we going to get to the victim? Who knows? But the motive now is in full swing. I don't know if we're gonna get the victim in the next episode. It seems unlikely, to be honest. I have a feeling there's going to be more because I'm sure there's going to be a second round of dares to do. We've only gotten through the first round of dares and they're going to get worse. I have a feeling they're going to get worse. So I don't know when we're going to get the victim. I hope soon, but honestly, who knows? But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was a bit of a longer episode, but I got roped in. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye bye.